Hello, everyone. This is Craig Ries with Hollywood Junkets. And if you've been following The Voice like we have been, you now know that we have a top 5 that are going on to the finale next week. And we're going to recap last night's results show, but it's going to be extra special because we have a special guest with us doing that today. Her name is Pia Renee. You will recognize her from last season's The Voice. She was one of the semi-finalists back then. One of my favorite artists on the show. Went home way too soon, in my personal opinion. But Pia, welcome to our show. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Hello. I'm excited to be with you. I missed you.
I missed you too. I think I can share this with everyone that's watching, but Pia and I have kept in touch here and there since her show. She's just such a great artist. She's been doing a lot of cool things on television as well. And we're going to definitely ask her about that coming up. But Pia, let's talk about last night. You were able to watch the show, correct?
Well, I'm not like super
involved,
but I saw the top 5. I'm like blown away. I am rooting hard for Jershika. I'm rooting so hard for her.
She killed it in the instant save, and she's been in instant save a couple times, which is kind of sad because I don't think she really should have been there ever, but it is what it is. I guess moving forward for anyone watching, there will be lots of spoiler alerts if you haven't watched the episode, but let's get down to our top 5. First of all, it's kind of surprising Ariana has no one in the top 5.
Right?
And I'm shocked. It's her first year coaching, so I was like, they're gonna give her someone. And man, sometimes I always think, does like NBC like play with those voting numbers a little bit, but I guess not, because
oh no, see, there's a whole like the gaming commission is behind all that. So if they ever got caught like screwing with the votes, it would be a big deal.
Well, that's really good to know, because I also know it's also a reality TV show, and so sometimes it's not reality. A lot of that is so produced.
It's produced. I'll say this: it's heavily produced.
Yeah.
So there can be like show favorites, but at the end of the day, the voting is king.
That is really good to know. Okay. Well, that makes me feel good. So yeah, no one on Team Ariana. So that means we've got 2 from Team Kelly, 2 from Team Blake, and 1 from Team Legend. And then Haley Mia and Girl Named Tom is Team Kelly, and Paris Winningham and Wendy Moten is Team Blake. Now, from those 5, who are you loving? Who are you hoping to see win? Tell me everything you think.
So I'll say this. I'm proud of everybody that's come this far, because number 1, they're talented. Number 2, they're doing what they need to do behind the scenes in order to show up fully on stage and to garner the respect of the Voice audience. As far as who's gonna win, not everybody goes into the show wanting to win. Some folks just want the exposure. So I don't know, because I didn't enter the show with the expectation to win. But I will say the person who just has my heart is Jershika.
She's so great, and her performance last night. I literally just rewatched it again right before, and I'm still kind of like emotional from it. It was just like,
yeah.
Can tell she really wants this and she loves what she's doing, and they all do, but like the process even to get on that stage for the first time is total. It's a process. It's a lot of work. So yeah, so I mean, we say this every season, but just to make it to the top 17, top 10 is a feat in itself. So for these top 5, it's just incredible. We lost 3 great artists last night. I do want to talk about a little bit with that. So each coach had someone in the instant save. We had Jim and Sasha Allen from Team Ariana. We had, of course, Jershika from Team Legend. We also had Joshua Vacanti from Team Legend.
I know. I was surprised to see him go home, for sure.
Yeah. And then we did have one from Team Blake, Lana Scott. So it was really a different range of performers. I do hate when they kind of label the artist, but, we had Lana, who was kind of the only country artist in there. And she had, maybe a huge chance of getting saved just because she's the only one that's representing that brand or that style of music, But from those 4 performances, Jershika killed it, and so America did get it right, thank God. The other 3 performances were fine, but I've said this before, but I always think those instant saves have to be either a show-stopping performance, you know, like something that
agreed.
You have the vocal ability to stay in the show, or make it emotional and just make us like, we're like, yes, I'm gonna vote for you because I'm so, you know.
You're 100% correct. You are 100% right.
And just some
and
of
so
the
it's very
songs,
important that nobody wants to have to use their instant save song. Nobody wants to have to perform it, but you do have to be very careful what you choose when you choose that song, because it can be like a throwaway and people are like, nah, or like you said, it can be something epic and emotional and moving, and it draws folks in. Yeah.
Like some of the songs I kind of knew or kind of never heard of, and I'm like, no, you need to pick a song that we know, that we can relate to, you know. That's just how I see it. I've never been on the stage, so again, this is my opinion, you know, but I mean, and then Jershika was the last one to perform out of the instant saves, and she just nailed it, you know. So there was, in my mind, no question. And if anyone is watching this from the show, I love you still, but I thought that was it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if we take the top 5 and we go back, and if the coaches had kept their artists, like without the steals and the saves and all that, the top 5 would actually be 2 with Team Kelly. It'd be Girl Named Tom, and Jershika was originally Team Kelly. Team Blake would have Wendy, Team Legend would have Paris, and then Team Ariana would be in the finale with Haley. So I think that's really interesting. And what that kind of leads to my final question about the show for you is, like, how much does the coaching and the coaches impact these artists? Like, if Haley would have stayed with Ariana, would she have made it to the top? Is it about song choice? Like, kind of give us all your thoughts kind of on that.
It's kind of a mixed bag. Song choice is big, but song choice more so how it impacts the voting audience, not so much as the coaches. I mean, the coaches will give you their experience and their professional opinion and all that. But at the end of the day, if the people that are voting don't care for what you're doing, or if it doesn't move them, that's just what it is.
Yeah.
If they're not into the genre, or if they're not, you know, that's what it is. It really boils down to just that, the vote.
Do you think certain coaches work better with certain artists, or are all 4 coaches so talented that it doesn't matter? Does that make sense?
I will give them their credit as like elite level artists, but I will honestly have to say a lot of the support behind the scenes is what makes, in addition to the coaches, but you have other people that spend the lion's share of their time with the artists, developing, you know, like you got Trelawney Rose, who I made sure I shouted out. She spends a lot more time with the artists than the coaches do. Like, we don't see the coaches until y'all see us see the coaches. Now, that may have changed because, you know, the COVID protocols have relaxed this season. But when during my season, it was in and out. You know, we didn't even get an opportunity to really just talk with them over Zoom, which I would have appreciated, like a 5 to 10 minute call. That would have been huge for me. But it's just, and I made that suggestion, which was well received. And I'm not sure if the artists this season have been able to benefit from that suggestion. But so it's not just the talent and the experience of the celebrity coaches. It's not just them at all, because we don't even get that much time with them.
Mm-hmm. And I will say, I mean, literally, it was last night or Monday night, Jim and Sasha Allen said that they had a 2-hour Zoom call with Ariana talking about song choice. So I don't know if that was you, or if that, you know, if that suggestion, maybe, I don't know how many coaches. It does seem like Ariana did spend a lot more time with her team, just in general.
I really do think that's authentically who she is.
Yeah,
like,
I
she
agree.
strikes
I
me as
agree.
a person like who she loves artists, and she's open.
Her top 3 artists spent Thanksgiving with her this year. You know, like,
they have some flexibility in how they want to interact with the artists. But again, you know, I was there doing like heavy COVID protocol. So a lot of things that they probably wanted to do, like we couldn't hug, we couldn't, you know, and I was watching like John's team, like they was like all huddled up and wrapped around each other. I'm like, damn, we didn't get none of that, you know? And not that I want that, because I'm real big on respecting people's space, but it's just very interesting to see the difference, and to see the audience and to hear the audience. It's like we had none of that.
Yeah.
There was not one weirdo, I hate you kind of for like, ugh, I wish this dude would go home. Well, it was, but for the most part, I can't comment on their character, but I will say The Voice has it really, their casting is really solid in terms of like temperament and personality. And I mean, and all that stuff is intentional. Like all of that stuff is like, it's a very well-oiled machine. Yeah, it's a huge process. Like people think like it's all fun and you're singing and you're doing what you love, you're on a TV show, but it takes a lot out of you mentally, and it's a big commitment. So if you spend literally from start to finish, if you make it like to live shows, it's like a year of your life.
Right.
And
Yeah.
so,
Yeah.
but
Well, they also put you through the ringer, like just to get to the audition is a huge process.
absolutely.
So I'm sure they use that time to get rid of some of maybe the weirder or the more awkward artists. Did you say there was one?
I would agree.
I won't ask you who, but I was making sure I heard that correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll
Okay.
tell you
We'll leave it
off
there.
the record. I'll tell you off the record.
Ooh, I want to ask you so
But
bad. I'm going to ask you after this call. I'll DM you for that.
Public. I have not watched the Elimination show. When I went home, I have not seen it.
Really?
And because I was a mess that day. So like I said, I have been hospitalized. I was on steroids. I was going through all of these different physical things, and it reminded me of my mother. So my mom, she had a autoimmune condition which caused her to have, which they prescribed steroids for, and she couldn't sleep. And because I didn't have an experience with that, I couldn't relate to what my mother was dealing with before she passed. And so when they let us know the questions that Carson's going to ask us, and he asked me the question, I got the email and I read it. It's like, he's going to ask, what would you say to your mother at this point? And I'm already messed up. When I left, when I was eliminated, it was really time for me to go because I was out of gas. And then when you go into the top 5 performances, like that's the most difficult part. That's the most difficult performance piece because you're doing multiple songs. You got your rehearsals are really quick and you got to go in and out the studio. You with your coach. So that would have been extremely difficult for me to pull off.
Last question, all about you. Please quickly tell us about the shows you were just in. I know you were just in the 4400. And then let us obviously give us your Instagram. Let us know how we can follow you and give us anything that's coming up next.
Okay, so boom. I did Chicago Fire.
Just a little question.
Okay, so I got casted for Chicago Fire. I got casted for the 4400. I got casted actually for Chicago PD as well, but what happens is, like, if you get casted for a part and then they review the script and they review the budget and the cost of certain scenes, the scene I got casted for actually ended up getting cut. But I booked Chicago Fire first. So for me, my strategy has been to make, because once you get to a certain point in the show, you become SAG eligible. I was already SAG before I came in, but being on The Voice opened up the opportunity for me to go from being a voice actor to being on camera, an on-camera actor, because the agent that I'm with, they have the voiceover side and they have the on-camera side, but I didn't have anything on TV to roll over. So The Voice opened that door for me to do that. So there's a whole lot of things that the artist can do to make themselves some money and to keep themselves visible.
Well, Instagram handle is I am Pia Renee still, right?
Yep, it has not changed.
So guys, if you've stuck with us this long, please follow her on Instagram. You will not be disappointed. She's doing some really cool things. Pia, anything else in the pipe? What's coming up next? You did mention you're still working music. Anything you can say about that?
So I'm really excited about what I'm doing, what I have coming up musically. I've made a decision I wasn't gonna do any of my own performances this year just to give myself some space and time. But next year, it's game time.
Love it.
Really.
I love you so much. Congrats on everything. You deserve it. And I will talk to you soon.
Thank you. See you later. Bye, everybody.
Bye, Pia. And guys, thank you so much for checking in with us and watching our recap today. I hope you commented or you have questions. Please post them now. And please subscribe to our channel. Please follow us. We will definitely be interviewing the finalists for next week, hopefully after their Monday night performance live. But until then, my name is Craig Ries with Hollywood Junket. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.